I'm a teacher in California. There's going to be a bunch of layoffs next year. One is because California is simply too expensive. People are leaving. And did you know that funding is tied to student attendance? District a few years ago had 100,000 students, and now we're down to 60,000 students. Second is that we used to have COVID pandemic relief money, and now we don't. So during that time, districts were hiring a bunch of people, and now we don't have that money, so they can't afford to keep these people on. In my rank, I'm like number 800 out of 3,000 something teachers in my school district. That means I'm the bottom 800. Not the top 800. That'd be nice. So I want to ask you guys, teachers who worked during the 2008 pink slip era, like, what did y'all do to prepare for these mass layoffs?
I just got let go from my job as part of organizational shifts and return to office. As you guys know, I have been a remote employee for the past 5 years, really since the beginning of the pandemic. And I'm crying not because I'm sad that I got let go. Obviously, the instability of losing an income always sucks. What sucks most about being let go is somebody taking control out of your hands. I always preach internally and here at home that we have got to be the people in the driving seat of our futures, of our careers. And when a company takes that control out of your hands, it sucks, because all of a sudden the plan that you had, the roadmap that you were on board for, is gone. Now you've got to start over. And this is why you've always got to have a plan B, a plan C, and most importantly, an emergency fund. I am incredibly upset and frustrated. There have been several shifts in the company in this last couple of months that I just knew the writing was on the wall, and I knew my time was coming. But the fact that we have an emergency fund, because ultimately that is what matters at the end of the day, is that we have money to pay our mortgage, to pay for our daycare. We have that as a fallback, and I can take time, maybe a week, to just collect my thoughts and put together a strategy for job hunting. Always be prepared for the unexpected, because ultimately companies will always put themselves first. And as much as you want to believe that you're part of the family, you like the people you work with, it's a business transaction. It's a business contract, and you've got to handle it as such. But please know that you are more than your job. You are more than what you do. Have a plan, have an emergency fund. Do not spend more than you need to. Live below your means. We are in strange times. That isn't beside me losing the job, just general messaging. Protect yourselves, treat yourself as a business, and always be looking for better opportunities, because companies would do the same, and they are.
We just heard it from someone else, another story about getting laid off. But let's be honest, this isn't just their story. It could be yours, it could be mine, and that's why we need to talk about it. On this channel, I talk a lot about being prepared for all kinds of life events, unexpected moments, the kind of things the world throws at us when we least expect it, and one of the biggest ones is losing your incomes. Most people don't realize just how much control employers have over our financial well-being. That paycheck you rely on is never guaranteed. So now's the time to start thinking, what would I do if I lost my job? How would I protect my family? If you're not saving money, if you're not learning to live more simply, if you're not exploring other ways to earn even just a little bit on the side, then honestly, you might be in for a rude awakening. And I say this is not to scare you, but to prepare for you, because sadly, this is becoming more and more common. There are people out there who choose not to work, and that's their choice, of course. But there's also millions of hardworking folks doing their best every day, and they're still getting let go. This is the world we are in. People get laid off, people quit. That's always been part of our life, but lately it's happening a lot more. I want to know the reasons why. And the answer is because the economy is slowing down. AI is taking over more roles of the human beings. The cost of everything is going up too fast. Companies are struggling to survive, and when they do, the easiest move is to cut jobs, to trim down. So don't ever think it won't happen to me. Don't assume you're too valuable, too experienced, or too essential to be affected, because this is reality check, and it's happening everywhere. Prepare now, or you still have a choice in your hands.
Have y'all ever lost your job to AI or a robot? Well, that's what's happened to me now. I just found out, well, I'm not losing my job, but I'm getting laid off for like 9 to 14 months over here at UPS. Now, I work part-time here, and they said they're bringing in a robot to replace my job on the sort aisle. So basically what it is I'm a sorter, and unloaders send packages to me. I sort them out to the loaders. Well, now they decided if they put this big machine in here, they could knock out all the sorters, and a robot will scan the packages and send them where they're supposed to go. And it's not just the sorters losing their job. It's noonday, midnight shifts, loaders, unloaders. They're only keeping 55 people in the hub. And this is also going to affect a lot of drivers here because we're losing a lot of feeder routes. But look at this makeshift dot system area they're making in the parking lot. And when they do the shutdown, they're going to make around 55 workers work in the parking lot. So yeah, the part that sucks the worst is I'm going to have to start paying for insurance again. But has this happened to any of you all, any other UPSs out there?
So yes, layoffs are happening everywhere. It's across the board. Big companies, small companies, different industries, they are all making cuts. We've already seen a significant uptick in layoffs in 2025, and there is one major reason behind it. That is because of the artificial intelligence, AI. I've talked about this in a previous video, and now we're starting to see the real impact of it. AI is just not some distant future concept. It is right now, it is right here, and it's replacing jobs, some of the jobs today. Many people still don't fully realize yet, but it will, because it's only going to become more and more common. And also, it's very heartbreaking. Like the person in that clip just said, this isn't just about losing a job. It's about losing your ability to live comfortably, to afford insurance, take care of your health, your family, and your future, especially here in America, where health insurance is already expensive. Losing your job can also mean losing your coverage. That is a heavy burden. So yes, this is a tough conversation, but it's one we need to have. This isn't just fear mongering, and it's just a reality we're living in. And the sooner we accept it, the sooner we can start repairing and protecting what matters most.
If you do not believe that the world is shifting into a place where corporations are trying to minimize and eliminate minimum wage, then I don't know what to tell you. You're looking at Chick-fil-A's first elevated drive-through, which consists of a 4-lane drive-through here. It was made in Stockbridge, Georgia, which is right outside of Atlanta. And what it does is basically where it has a conveyor belt that's, supposed to push out the food and serve customers within every 6 seconds or so. So they're testing it out here. Again, this is the first one that Chick-fil-A has opened. And if you are not opening your eyes and seeing that this is going to be another wave or a way for them to basically, again, eliminate jobs, more layoffs, more people are going to be out of work, because if they're already testing it out, that means that other companies are probably already looking to jump in on this as well. It's just Chick-fil-A is the first one to come out with this. But take this as a warning. Take this as a warning and, be working on your personal brand, be working on your businesses so that you're able to stay afloat in this economy where they do not want people to have jobs. If they do want people to have jobs, they're going to be replaced by AI where they could pay them significantly lower, or if not anything. So I just wanted to share this.
And here's another important point. More and more job positions are being automated. We're seeing this across the board in fast food chains, in factories, and in retail, and even in offices. It's become more widespread. And it's not slowing down. You're going to continue seeing machines and software doing the work that people used to do. Why? Just because it eliminates the need for humans in certain roles. And now that doesn't mean there won't be any jobs left for you. There will still be places for people to work in these industries. But the number of positions is going to be far, far fewer than before. And like they say in the video, sometimes it really feels like they don't even want people to work anymore. And honestly, that is all I want to see.
Cisco just announced that they are going to lay off another 4,000 people. You might recall that Cisco recently laid off thousands of people back in February. According to insider sources, they are going to be focusing on two main areas, cybersecurity and AI. Yet another example of AI being the reason that people are getting laid off. So guys, if you're working at a large company, in particular a large tech company like Dell or Intel or Cisco, you really need to prepare for a layoff, because I believe that no job is secure. And really, if you're working at any company right now, with how high interest rates are, more and more companies are looking to cut costs because they know that the money is not coming in. So you need to make sure that your resume is updated. You need to be updating your LinkedIn, and really you need to be preparing to be laid off. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but it's better to be prepared and ready mentally for that to happen than for a layoff to catch you by surprise. If 2024 has taught us anything, it's this: no job is secure, and these thousands and thousands of layoffs that continue to happen are just reinforcing that point.
Just a little information out there in case some of you don't know. If you work for United Healthcare, United Health Group, however you want to say it, and you're in E&I, especially ops or M&R, you probably aren't going to have a job anymore because they're laying off everyone.
It's happening across the board: healthcare, tech, fast food, education, transportation, administrative roles. No industry is untouched. So like people keep saying, don't think it can't happen to you. Now it is time to build over savings. Start cutting costs wherever you can, starting in your head. Prepare yourself what may be coming down the road. Also think about other ways you could generate income. Even a small side hustle, a freelance skill, or a part-time gig can make a difference. Because honestly, this feels a lot like 2008. Stay alert and stay prepared. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.